Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to learn how to make this beautiful mandala halter top. So I call it this because of the design that we have on the chest area, and I have made two more designs that are almost similar to this, but this is really interesting because of everything that's going on when it comes to the motif part. I already have a written pattern for those who would like one, and we shall also explain how to expand this design in order to fit several different sizes. And yeah, that will also be explained in the written pattern as well as the video that we are about to watch. So let's jump into the video. This project, I am using a 3.5mm crochet hook, and then I'll also use a DK weight yarn, which is Winter King, and you will need a pair of scissors and a darning needle. So that's basically it. So let's start. We're going to start off with round one, and for round one we are going to start off with a slip knot, and we're going to make a chain of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So after your 5 chains here, you're going to go into the very first chain that you made with 1 slip stitch like that. And then you'll have created a ring at this point, a little ring. So you're going to make a chain of 1. Now on round 1. So you're going to make a chain of 1 and place a total of 10 single crochets into that little ring that you formed. So a single crochet insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all. So those are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we have our 10 single crochets into that loop that we created. So you're going to count from this very last single crochet that you made backwards until you get to 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And into the 10th, you're going to insert your hook and pull through all. So that's a slip stitch. So let's go on to round 2. Round 2, you're going to start off with a chain of 6. So you're going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 chains. After your 6 chains, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's a double crochet. Then you're going to make a chain of 3, double crochet into the next stitch, chain 3, double crochet into the next stitch, and you're going to repeat this all the way around. Alright, so we're coming to the end of the round, and we're placing a double crochet into the very last stitch. Just to cross check, you should be having a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the 10th is part of the beginning chain 6. So you should be having a total of 10 double crochets separated by chain 3 spaces. So from here, after your 10th double crochet, you're going to make a chain of 3 and slip stitch into the 3rd chain of the first chain 6 of the round. So insert your hook and pull through all. So this should be clearer because you should be having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 double crochets at this point. So let's go on to the next round, which is round 3. You're going to make a chain of 1 Into each and every chain 3 space, you're going to place 4 single crochets. So we're going to start off with this one. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4 single crochets into each and every chain 3 space. So from here, you're going to just go into the next space with 4 single crochets. 4 single crochets into the next chain 3 space, and you're going to repeat this all the way around. So we are placing our last 4 single crochets into the last chain 3 space, and this is what you should have. And then from here, you're going to go into the very first single crochet of the round and place a slip stitch. So you're going to have something that looks like this. So let's go on to round 4. Round 4 is going to be a little bit different. You're going to make a chain of 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to prepare for a double crochet, skip over 1 stitch and into the next, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So that's a double crochet. And then you're going to make a chain of 3, and into this space here, you're going to place a total of 4 double crochets. So after this, you're going to prepare for a double crochet by yarning over, skip 1 stitch, into the next, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, skip 1 stitch, and into the next, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through all the 3. So that way we have created 2 double crochets together, like that. And then you're going to make a chain of 3 and 4 more double crochets into this space that we've created here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. After your 4 double crochets, we are going to just repeat that. So you're going to prepare for a double crochet. Let me demonstrate this one more time. Prepare for a double crochet by yarning over, skip 1 stitch, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, skip the next stitch, insert your hook into the next, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. You'll have 3 loops left on your hook, yarn over, pull through all, like that. And then you're going to make a chain of 3, and into the space that we created, we're going to place a total of 4 double crochets. Just like that. And you're going to repeat this all the way around. So this round is basically going to create this area here, that very interesting area of the pentagon. So just go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you back when you're done with round 4 and show you how to wind up everything else. So we're coming to the end of round 4, and I'm still doing the same exact thing. Chain 3, 4 double crochets, 2, 3 and 4, and then prepare for a double crochet. Skip 1 stitch, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, skip 1 stitch, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop. You have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through all. So from here you're going to make a chain of 3 and then 4 double crochets into that double crochet space on the side. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So at this point you're left with only 1 stitch on your row. You're going to skip over it and you're going to slip stitch into the top chain of the first chain 3 of the row, all the round. So you're going to just slip stitch there, and this marks the end of round 4, and this is how your work should look like. Now we are going on to round 5. For round 5 we're going to make a chain of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and this counts as a double crochet chain 4. And then you're going to go to the top corner of these 4 double crochets, so into the top corner, which should be the top of the chain 3 here. You're going to insert your hook and place 1 single crochet, just like that. And then you're going to make a chain of 4 and 1 double crochet in between the 4 double crochets on each side. So yarn over into this middle stitch here. You're going to make a double crochet like that, and then chain 4, 1 single crochet into the top of the chain 3 like that, chain 4, 1 double crochet into the middle stitch. Actually you're supposed to skip over the 4 double crochets here, and then into the next stitch you're going to place 1 double crochet there, and we're going to repeat this all the way around. Chain 4, single crochet, chain 4, double crochet. So repeat this all the way around, and I'll meet you back at this point. And now when you come towards the end, you're going to make a chain of 1 instead of a chain of 4. And then you're going to make 1 double crochet into the 3rd chain of the first chain 7. So yarn over, count from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, and into the 3rd chain you're going to place your double crochet like this, and this marks the end of round 5. So let's go on to round 6. Round 6 you're going to start off with a chain 1 and 1 single crochet into the same exact space like that, and then you are going to make a chain of 4 and 1 single crochet into the next chain 4 space. Then from here you're going to make a chain of 4 and 1 single crochet into the same space. So we are creating the corners that we are going to have for our pentagon. So chain 4 into the same space where we placed the previous single crochet. You're going to place 1 single crochet, so that will create this little loop, and then chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space. And now when you have 1, 2, 3 and 4 spaces before this loop, after this loop, after that little loop, when you have 1, 2, 3 and 4 spaces, we are going to create another loop. So you're going to make a chain of 4 and into the same space where you placed your previous single crochet, you're going to place 1 single crochet there, and that will create our second loop. As you can see, these ones are kind of tiny as compared to these long ones. Then we're going to go back to the same sequence. Chain 4, single crochet into the next, chain 4, single crochet into the next, chain 4, single crochet into the next, chain 4, single crochet into the next. So as I had told you earlier, once you have a total of 1, 2, 3, and 4 spaces after this little loop, you are going to create your next little loop. So to do that, you're going to make a chain of 4 and single crochet into the same exact space which had the previous single crochet of the row or round. So far we have 1, 2, and 3 small loops, and we want a total of 5. So we're just going to continue. Chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet, chain 4, single crochet, chain 4, single crochet. So we have a total of 1, 2, 3, and 4 spaces after the little loop. So that means it's time for us to create another little loop. So you're going to chain 4 and single crochet into the same exact space to create the 4th loop, as you can see. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet, chain 4, single crochet into the next, chain 4, and single crochet into the next. So we have our 4 loops before we make our next corner, or after the little loop, and you're going to make a chain of 4 and single crochet into the same exact space to create our 5th loop, 5th small loop. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 small loops. So let's wind up our round. Chain 4, single crochet, chain 4, single crochet, chain 4, single, So as you can see here, we started our round from here. That means we already have a loop here. And then these are 2 more loops, which makes a total of 3. And when you come to this part, before creating your next loop, which should be the very final loop, you're going to make a chain of 1, and you are going to double crochet into the very first single crochet of the round, and that will create our very final loop. So you can see we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the reason why I do this is so that I am in the middle of the loop, so that I don't have to slip stitch while working the next row in order to get to the middle of the loop. And this chain 1 and double crochet count as the chain of 4, since in most cases when we are referring to a double crochet, we make a chain of 3. So I hope it makes sense at this point. And now you can see the shape of the pentagon coming together, and we're now going to go to round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, round 7. So for round 7, you're going to grab your hook, chain 1, single crochet into the same exact space like that, and then make a chain of 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and single crochet into the next chain 4 space like that. That's our very first loop of round 7. Now into these little loops, you're going to create corners. So you're going to make a total of 4 double crochets, after your 4 double crochets, you're going to make a chain of 3 and 4 more double crochets into the same exact loop. So once you're done with that, you're going to have something like this. It looks like a shell. So from here, you're going to make 1 single crochet into the next chain 4 loop, and then make a chain of 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, and single crochet into the next chain 4 loop. From here into the little loop here, we're going to do the same exact thing that we did here. So 4 double crochets, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then you're going to make a chain of 3, 4 more double crochets into the same loop. Once you're done with this, you're going to directly go into the next chain 4 space or loop and place a single crochet. So you can see there are only 3 loops that separate the shells of the round 7, which should create the definite corners of the pentagon. We only have 1, 2 and 3 loops. So let's go on, chain 4, single crochet into the next loop, chain 4, single crochet, chain 4, single crochet. So once you have the 3 loops here, 1, 2, 3, you're going to directly go into the small loop. It should be time for you to create a shell into that little loop that created the corner of the pentagon. So the shell is 4 double crochets, chain 3 and 4 more double crochets into the same exact little loop. Just like that. So I hope now everything is making sense. We are creating those definite corners and sides of the pentagon. So go all the way around doing this. The moment you're done with the shell, you directly go into the next chain 4 space with 1 single crochet, and you're going to repeat this all the way around. So we're almost coming to the end of this round, and after your very last shell, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 shells. After your 5th shell, you're going to place you're going to make a chain of 4 and single crochet into the next chain 4 space. So remember, we already have this loop and now we have this loop, so we have to create the 3rd loop in between. So you're going to chain 1 and double crochet into the very first single crochet of the round, and this will create our 3rd loop. As you can see, we have 1, 2 and 3 now. So that's how we make this pentagon. It's very pretty. You can use it for multiple projects. So from here, you're going to make a chain of 1, cut your yarn like this, and then you're going to just go ahead and weave in all your ends. We have only 2 ends to weave in, the final one and the very beginning one. So just go ahead and weave them in. All right guys, now we have our pentagon finished, and now we're going to be considering 2 sides of this pentagon to work on the top. So if your interest was to learn the pentagon, this is the step at which you're going to stop. But for us, we are still going ahead to create a functional piece out of this pentagon, and we are going to create a very beautiful bralette or halter top out of this design. So I have several other projects that you can try out using this same exact approach. I think there are 2 more tops that you can try out, and I'll be leaving them on the screen. You guys can check in the description box. I'll be leaving the links to those videos so that you can give them a try. So you're going to make a slip knot and attach your yarn in one of the corners of the pentagon. So the moment you're done with this, once you attach your yarn here, you're going to make a chain of 1 and make 2 half double crochets into the chain 3 space, into the corner of the pentagon. And then you're going to go into each and every stitch after that with 1 half double crochet. So when you're done with this, you're going to go into the chain 4 spaces with 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And then into the next chain 4 space, 3 half double crochets. 3 half double crochets into the next chain 4 space. And then into each of the next stitches, starting with this one that we have here, the single crochet, you're going to place 1 half double crochet and then 1 half double crochet in each and every stitch after that. So this is what you'll have. And now we are at the chain 3 space, and we're going to place a total of 3 half double crochets into the chain 3 space, just like that. And now we are going to go onto the second side. Remember, I told you we are considering 2 sides of the pentagon in order to create the top. So from here, you're going to make a chain of 1, and then into the same exact chain 3 space, that big space here, you're going to place 3 half double crochets, like that. And then you are going to go into each of the next stitches, placing 1 half double crochet into each, and not forgetting the single crochet that's hidden here. Make sure you go into it with a half double crochet. And we are going to just mirror what we did on this side onto this side. So each chain 4 space will get 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then from here, you're going to go into each of the next stitches, starting with a single crochet with 1 half double crochet into each. Okay, and then into the chain 3 space or the corner of the pentagon, you're going to place a total of 2 half double crochets. And at this point, you're going to have to cross check if you have the same exact number of stitches on each end. So let me just go ahead and do that. So I have a total of 24 stitches on each end. 24 stitches, then a chain 1, and 24 stitches on this side. Now let's go on to round 2. Round 2 is going to be quite different because you're going to be using a double crochet stitch. We are done with the half double crochet stitch. So you're going to make a chain of 2, which doesn't count as a stitch. Keep that in mind. The chain of 2 doesn't count as a stitch. And then turn your work, and into the very first stitch, you're going to place 1 double crochet, like that. And then you're going to double crochet all the way down. Now for the larger sizes, you may consider increasing on this side. After your chain of 2, you will have to make 2 double crochets into this very first stitch in order to create an increase to have more coverage for your top. But for size small, medium, and I think large, this should be okay. But for the upper sizes, if you have a bigger bust, then you're going to have to consider increasing on this very first stitch by placing 2 double crochets into the very first stitch. Now I'll mention all this in the written pattern, don't worry about that. If you want a copy, make sure you grab yourself a written pattern of this design. So we are going to go all the way down, placing 1 double crochet into each and every stitch from the previous row. So we're almost coming to the chain 1 space, and when you get to the chain 1 space here, you're going to place 2 double crochets, chain 1 and 2 more double crochets into the same exact space, just like that. And then you're going to go all the way down, placing 1 double crochet in each and every stitch. All right, now we're coming to the end of the row 2 of the bottom coverage, and this is the double crochet row, and your work should look like this. Now we're going to go back and forth, just chain 2, which doesn't count as a double crochet, turn your work, and then you are going to go into the very first stitch with 1 double crochet. For the larger sizes, this should be 2 double crochets in this space, so that you can create more coverage towards the side. And then you're going to make 1 double crochet in each and every stitch all the way down. And then when you come to the chain 1 space, you place 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, and then go all the way down. And for the larger sizes, don't forget to end your row with 2 double crochets in the very last stitch. Not forgetting, guys, the chain 2 at the beginning doesn't count as a stitch, so you shouldn't place a double crochet in it or any stitch into it, because it doesn't count as a stitch. So just go ahead and keep working, and I'll meet you guys back when at that point when my work has grown into a reasonable size. So guys, this is what we have, and I'm finishing up my row. I went ahead to do a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows of double crochet stitches. So that means the half double crochet row is the 10th row. So you're going to have to keep working until you have the length that you want for your top, all the way from the top here to this point here. So for me, it took me 9 rows, and that should be enough for a small to medium size. So we're going to go ahead and do something different. Once you achieve the length that you want for your top, you're going to make a chain of 2, just like we've been doing. Turn your work and place 1 double crochet into the very first stitch. For the larger sizes, you know exactly what to do. Then you're going to place 1 double crochet all the way back until you have 2 stitches left to the chain 1 space in the middle of the top. So I have 2 stitches. As you can see, we have 1 and 2 before the chain 1 space. In the middle of the top, we have 2 stitches left. So we're going to yarn over and skip over those 2 stitches, and into the chain 1 space, we're going to place a double crochet there, like that. And that means we have stopped growing the length of the top, and now we are getting a flat edge. So you're going to make a chain of 3, turn your work. We're going to first work on one side of the top. Turn your work, skip over 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and into the next stitch you're going to place a double crochet and go all the way up. placing 1 double crochet in each and every stitch until the end of the row. So I'll show you what this is going to create. If you can see this, we have started creating a flat edge on this side. So let's go all the way across, placing 1 double crochet into each and every stitch all the way up. So when you make it all the way to the end of the row, this is what you're going to have. And now we are going to repeat this row, which was row 11. So you make a chain of 2, which doesn't count as a double crochet, and then into the first stitch you're going to place 1 double crochet or 2 double crochets depending on the size that you're making for, and then 1 double crochet in each and every stitch all the way down until you have 2 stitches left on your row. So we're going to work until we have 1 and 2 stitches left before this hole on the edge of the row. So work until the 3rd last stitch, and I'll meet you back at that point. Alright guys, so we're coming to the end of the row and I have 2 stitches left, so I'll prepare for a double crochet and go into that space here after the 2 double crochets that I've skipped, and I'll place a double crochet there. And I'm going to just repeat this: chain 3, turn my work, and then skip the next 2 stitches, 1, 2, and into the next double crochet, and double crochet all the way to the end of the row. So we're going to repeat these 2 rows. Guys, I ended up doing a total of 12 rows of leveling the base of the top, and you can see once you level the base of the top and you're not leveling the upper part of the top, then we are creating coverage towards the side of the top. So I'm going to recommend a specific number of rows to do that. So this is for size small, 12 rows. If your size extra small, you'll do 9 rows. So we are doing in increments of 3. So 9 rows for extra small, 12 rows for size small, 15 rows for size medium, 18 rows for size large, 21 rows for size extra large, and for 2XL you're going to do a total of 24 rows towards the side. But make sure when you measure from this exact middle point up to the edge here, you should be able to get a length that is not fully like half your bust measurement, because we also need some space in order to lace up the string that we are going to put at the back, as I'll explain later on in the video. So just make sure when you measure from this corner all the way to the center, you have half your bust measurement minus around 2 inches or 3 inches, so that we leave some space for leveling up once we fold over like this, so that we have something like this, a space in between. So it will make sense later on as I work, but for now that's the explanation that we have. So I have my 12 rows for size small, and now we're going to start leveling both sides. We are going to continue to level the base of the top, because this has to be kept a constant in order to have a flat edge at the bottom of the top. Then we are also going to start leveling the side of the top. All right, so to level the side of the top, we're going to make a chain of 3, turn our work, and then skip 2 stitches, and into the next you're going to place a double crochet. So just like we've been doing for the bottom part, that's how we level up the side of the top. And you're going to double crochet all the way down until you have a total of 2 stitches left on your row. And once you have 2 stitches left, you're going to skip over them and place a double crochet in the last space, just like we've been doing before. So the only difference here is now we are leveling both sides. So you're going to make a chain of 3, skip 2 stitches after turning, and into the next stitch double crochet, and you're going to double crochet all the way across until you have 2 stitches left on your row. So once you have 2 stitches left on your row before the space, 1 and 2, and into the space you're going to place 1 double crochet, and then chain 3, turn your work. So that's the row that we are repeating, or again and again, until we are almost out of stitches. So I'll go ahead and do this, and I'll show you how my top will also look like in the end. So as you keep working this row, you'll notice that your stitches are becoming fewer and fewer, because this time we are creating decreases on both sides of the top. And as you can see, so far I have 4 stitches left. And then chain 3, turn my work, and I'm going to skip over 2 stitches, and then I'll place a double crochet here, and that will leave me with only 1. So I think the best thing to do is to yarn over, insert my hook into the second stitch. So into the second, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then go into the third stitch. So it's like we've done 2 double crochets together, and then 1 double crochet into the space after skipping over 1 stitch. And that's basically it. This is what you're going to have, and you can see how everything has taken shape. And this was the side that I was talking about. We are going to bring it like this so that it can close up with this side. The only difference now is we haven't yet worked this side, and this is the space I was talking about. Make sure this is not like half your bust measurement, or from here to this corner, because if it's more than half your bust measurement, or exactly your bust measurement, half your bust measurement, it is going to create something very big that we don't want, because we want this top well fitted, like a glove. So this is basically it. This is where we are now, and from here you are going to just make a chain of 1. Alternatively, if you didn't understand this part, if you have 4 stitches left, after your chain of 3, you will just go into the space and you're going to place a double crochet there. And this is the corner that we are going to create. You're going to chain 1 and cut your yarn, pull through, and that marks the end of the first side of the halter top. So we're going to attach our yarn onto the opposite side of the halter top, make a slip knot, and make sure you're working in the opposite direction of the previous row. So my previous row was like this, so I'll attach my yarn into the chain 1 space of the last row that worked both sides. So into the chain 1 space, and then you're going to make a chain of 3, skip over 2 stitches, and then double crochet into the next. So this is what we have, and we are going to continue to level up the bottom side until we have the same exact number of rows that we did for the first side before we started leveling up both sides of the top. So I hope I'm making sense. You're going to go back to these rows of leveling up only the base until you have the same exact number of rows that you had on this side before you started leveling up both sides of the top. So for me, I did a total of 12 rows of leveling up the base only. So this should be row 1, and I'm going to do a total of 12 rows before I come back and start leveling both sides of the top. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you guys back. Don't forget, if you are placing 2 double crochets on the edge, especially for the larger sizes, don't forget to do that for the second side as well. And yeah, I'll get back when that part is also ready. So what we are doing right now is pushing our top so that it can go sideways, just like we have here. So we are working the second half of the top. Hey guys, as you can see here, everything is looking nice and even, and we are at that point when I am on row 12. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11, row 12 of balancing, leveling the downer part of the top. Now I'm going to just start chain 3, turn, skip 2 stitches, 1 double crochet into the next, and we're going to start leveling both sides of the top. So I'm going to work upwards until I have 2 stitches left on my row. So you should notice that this is the same exact thing that we did for the opposite side. Don't change anything, please. Otherwise your top won't be balanced. All right, so when we have 3 stitches left, we have 1 2 and 3, and remember the chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch. You're going to prepare for a double crochet and skip over the 2 and go into the very last one with 1 double crochet, just like that, and then chain 3, turn your work, skip 2 stitches, 1 double crochet into the next, and double crochet all the way down until you have 2 stitches left on your row before the space. All right, now we have 2 stitches before the space. We're going to prepare for a double crochet and go into that space with 1 double crochet. That way we are leveling both the bottom and the side of the top. So I have my 4 stitches left here. I'll directly go into the space just like I did on the other side, and then chain 1 and cut my yarn. So let me show you what I have at this point. We have something like this. On this side we have this, and on this side we have this. So this was the part where I was talking about the space that we are going to leave in between when lacing up the back part of the top. So make sure this doesn't completely wrap around your bust, and this will give you a much better fitting for your top. So let's go onto the edging of the top before we come to the final lace up of the top as well as the bottom edge. So when we turn it onto the right side, this is what you will have. This is what your work should look like. And if you like this piece so far, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and yeah, let's continue working our project, and make sure you share this with your crochet friends and family. Alright guys, so for the edging, we are going to start from this corner here. You are going to attach your yarn into the very last space of this corner, and you're going to place a total of 3 single crochets in each and every space of this flat edge. So from here you make 1 2 and 3, and then go into the next space with 3 single crochets, and continue to do that until the flat edge is done. All right, so this is what you'll have. So when you come to the upper part of the top, into each and every row, you're going to place 2 single crochets in each and every row. So I've been placing 2 single crochets in each and every row on this part. Then when you get to the motif, we are now going to do half double crochets. So into the space here, you're going to place 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2, and then into the stitches, you're going to go in there with only 1 half double crochet in each and every stitch. Just like that. And then into the chain 3 space, you're going to place 3 half double crochets, 3 half double crochets into the next space, like that, and then 3 half double crochets into the next chain space, just like that. So you can see what we have right now. And we're going to go into the next stitches before the chain space. You're going to go into each and every stitch with 1 half double crochet, like that. So we are done with this side. And now when it comes to the chain space here, you're going to place 1, 2, and 3 half double crochets. And now we're going to start working on top of the motif. So since you have 3 half double crochets here, you're going to place 2 more half double crochets into the same space to make a total of 5. And at this point you can mark the exact middle stitch, because that's where the strap is going to be attached. Just mark it with a stitch marker. The exact middle stitch should be the 3rd stitch of the 5 half double crochets in this space. Then we are going to go into each and every stitch with 1 half double crochet, and then each and every chain space with 3 half double crochets all the way across, just like that. So when you get to this space, which is supposed to be the 2nd space here, you are going to place a total of 5 half double crochets into the chain space. And then you turn your work onto this side. And then just repeat what you did on this side. So 1 half double crochet into each and every stitch, and 3 half double crochets in each and every chain space. Okay, just like this. When you get to the chain space here, that corner there, you're going to place 2 half double crochets into the space, and then you're going to go all the way down, placing 2 half double crochets in each and every row. Sorry, I had to do single crochets for this side. The half double crochets only work for the motif. So I'm going to just go ahead and redo this part using single crochet stitches. I don't know why I forgot, but anyway, just do 2 single crochets. So I'm done with this side. Now I'm on the flat edge of the top, and I'm going to place 3 single crochets in each and every row. Oh my god, it's raining outside. So let me first lock the windows so that we don't get the noise in the background. Okay guys, I hope the noise is a bit mild, not so much like before. So we're going to do my favorite edging, the one that I usually use for these tops. Once we come to the base, you're going to place 1 single crochet into the very first space, and then you're going to make a chain of 3 and place 3 more double crochets into the same exact space, just like that, and then 1 single crochet into the next space, just like that, and then 1 single crochet into the next space, chain 3, 3 more double crochets into the same space, 1 single crochet into the next space, and 1 single crochet into the next. So you're going to just repeat that. Chain 3, 3 double crochets into the same exact chain space, 1 single crochet into the next space, and 1 single crochet into the next. So this is going to create a scalloped edge, just like you see here. And we're going to just repeat this all the way across our top. Alright guys, I'm coming to the end of the row, and I think I'm going to do 1 more scallop in the very final space. 1, 2, and 3. And the moment I'm done with that, I'm going to just slip stitch into the very first single crochet of the round, because the round has come all the way from here, all the way up, down, and then back. So the very first single crochet of the round, you place a slip stitch and then chain 1 and cut your yarn. So now we're going to start working on the straps of the top, and we're going to place them in the exact middle stitch of the stitches that we placed in this space. So remember, we placed a total of 5 half double crochets. So grab your yarn and attach it into the 3rd stitch, because it's the exact middle. We have 1, 2, and 3. So into the 3rd stitch, you're going to attach your yarn there, and then place a single crochet into the same exact space. Then you're going to make a chain of 2 and go into the same stitch with 1 double crochet. We're going to make our most common straps. So you make a chain of 3 and then double crochet in the space between the 2 stitches here from the row below, just like that. So we're going to kind of create a strap that has segments, but something that is really sturdy and functional and doesn't dig deep into the skin or has that cutting effect. So this is my go-to strap, and I'm going to just continue to work this until these segments are long enough. Like, I'm going to continue to create more and more segments of this strap. Okay guys, so I ended up doing a total of 50 segments of the strap, and I went ahead to just do the same exact thing on this side. So we have 2 straps on the 2 upper corners of the top. Now you're going to get your darning needle, turn your work onto the wrong side, and you're going to weave in these tails that came around after we attached new yarn. Just weave them in. And we're going to go ahead and weave in the tails that we have on this side as well. You can just get the strands and then you tie them to secure them, but make sure you're tying on the wrong side of the work so that they don't show on the right side. Then if you have only one strand, you can use your darning needle to weave in that strand on the wrong side of the work still. All right, so this is what we have so far. I'm going to get my pair of scissors and I will be cutting off all the loose ends that I've finished weaving in. Okay. So cut off all the loose ends. All right, this is what we have, guys. This is the wrong side of the work. Can you imagine? It looks this beautiful. So let's turn it onto the right side. Oh my god, this looks so pretty. The edging came out perfectly well. And now you're going to turn your work onto the wrong side. You're going to fold over your work like this so that there's a space in between the back side of the top. And then you're going to get your straps that you created and crisscross them. See what I'm doing here? I'm bringing this side onto this side and this side onto this side. So we're going to start lacing it up into the flat edge of the top. So just go left to right, while skipping one space. So after crisscrossing here, you skip one space here, and then you go into the next space and lace up. And yeah, that's basically it. This is what we have for the back side. And at this point, you can tie. I regret having shorter straps, but of course, when worn, you're going to stretch out these straps to the fullest. So the strands here are going to be longer. So when you turn it onto the right side, this is exactly what we have. And that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you did. And if you would like me to make a tutorial for you in this design for a matching bottom, please let me know in the comment section and I'll do just that. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out the written pattern on all my online shops. And I will see you again in my next video. Bye.